Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to over another solo build for the 7-star TYRANITAR Tera raid event that's running now in Scarlet and Violet. So we've got two builds currently on the channel. The Torterra build that went up initially and then followed up with a Primate build. Now I know a lot of you have had success with these builds, but there's a few of you out there that may be having issues having that consistency with those builds. For that reason, getting another build today that's going to be the most consistent, I believe, to take down, run through, repeat, and farm this event when it is running this weekend and the following weekend. Remember, it is running from the 28th until the 30th of March for its first time out right now. And it'll also be returning from the 4th until the 6th of April next weekend. It'll be returning with those blitzy 5-star Tera raids as well. But because there's been a few of you contacting me about the builds on the channel so far, and I just feel like TYRANITAR is one of those really RNG heavy raids that we've not had in a long time. There's a lot of reliance on your partnering Pokemon, but this build in today's video doesn't really have any reliance on any of those partnering Pokemon. It should give you an easy and clear path to victory. The build that we're featuring in today's video is going to be for Krookodile. It is going to have the Dark Terra typing. Its held item is going to be the Shell Bell, and it is level 100 with all of its IVs maxed out, so they're all hyper trained to 31. The moveset is going to be Protect, Mud Slap, Breaking Swipe, and Power Trip. The only caveat is that the Break and Swipe TM is something that's only exclusive in the DLC, so you will need those to get a hold of this TM. EV spread is going to be 252 EVs in HP and in defense, with the rest put into attack, and an Impish Nature. The most important thing on this build is the Anger Point ability. Make sure it's got that. So anytime we get hit with a critical hit in the raid, like we inevitably will against Focus Energy TYRANITAR, it's going to max out our attack to +6. Your Krookodile should look like this once it is built in game. Build will be down in the description below if you want to take a look at it after the video. We'll jump into the raid now. I'll guide you through how easy it can be to take down this TYRANITAR pretty consistently with this Krookodile. So when you come into the raid against the 7-star TYRANITAR, turn 0, you're going to see the Sandstream activated Sandstorm on the field for the next 5 turns, and it'll follow that up with a Focus Energy, increasing the chances of a critical hit landing on our side of the field. If you do have an Arbolivia on your side of the field as a partnering Pokemon, it's definitely going to be a big plus in this raid with Krookodile. Now, to start things off, we aren't going to do anything. We're going to wait till that raid timer hits 85% and it nullifies stats and abilities on our side of the field. So for consistency reasons, though it seems a bit counterproductive to come into a raid and not do anything for the first portion of it, that is what we're going to do. Okay, there we go. There is a notification. That's about a minute of waiting from when the raid starts. After that notification comes up, we're going to hit the protect button, and we just want to make sure that we don't take any attacks this turn, because the Anger Point ability is not going to be active for this next turn. Only after this turn finishes, we'll have that Anger Point back. So following this, the next turn, we're going to see the TYRANITAR set up its shield and go from there, but we're going to lock in with a Breaking Swipe. That's going to lower the attack stat on this TYRANITAR by 1 stage. Will inevitably remove stat drops from its side of the field, but knowing that the Dragon Dance is going to come out from the TYRANITAR twice, we want to just keep that in check as we go forward. It will launch out an Earthquake, of course. This time it doesn't activate that critical hit this time only. Seed Saw, like I say, if it does come out, it does definitely help, because the Seed Saw is going to weaken that Earthquake and mean that we take less damage. It's not essential, but it definitely helps out on the raid. The next turn, we're going to go with another Breaking Swipe. This is just chasing down our Terrestrialization timer. We do see a critical hit there, and you can see the damage that has been done because of the grassy terrain. It definitely helps out a lot with this Krookodile, and the EV spread, of course, that we've got as well. Now, this will mean when that second Dragon Dance gets activated by the TYRANITAR, it is going to be a just neutral attack, which is ideal for us in this scenario. It will be faster than us, but that's fine. And then the third turn, before we can Terrestrialize, we're going to go for a Mud Slap. So there's that second Dragon Dance just before we can lock it in. That's fine. Like I say, it will just be a neutral attack now. We've used 2 Breaking Swipes to lower that attack by 2 stages. It's undone that with the 2 Dragon Dances. It's going to launch off a Stone Edge. We get pretty fortunate here, and it does miss, and that can happen. And then the Mud Slap there, going to lower the accuracy on the TYRANITAR. So that means it's not going to be... going to have less chance to hit with those low accurate moves like the Stone Edge that we're going to be a bit more susceptible to once we do Terrestrialize, because when we go into our Terrestrialization, which we're going to do next, and we're going to go for that Power Trip, just going to show you we are +6 attack. we are going to just take neutral damage from the Stone Edge. So it being lowered in its accuracy is definitely going to help us out for the next few turns. The raid timer in a pretty healthy place right now because we are +6 with this power trip. We're going to be doing a lot more damage, and it'll not take us too long to chip through the shield. Now, this is not the fastest way to run through Tyranitar, but I will say it's definitely the most consistent. Like we said at the start of the video, a lot of you have been having trouble with consistency in this raid if you want to farm it or just beat the Tyranitar with some of the builds that have been featured by myself and other creators. And it is just down to the RNG with the Tyranitar here. It is very volatile. That's one of the issues that you've got with it. But once you do terrestrialize, once you're in this position, you can see the critical hits, they still do a lot of damage. So that accuracy drop is definitely something that we want to be taking advantage of whenever possible. We'll be able to recover off majority of the damage though from this Tyranitar with these power trips, which is nice. So the next one will break the shield and then a couple of more after that, and it will be enough to take it down. But like I say, I think this build definitely the most consistent. If you are wanting to farm for the high cost items this weekend, it's not going to be the fastest, but it's also not going to be the slowest either. It is going to be able to get through it. I think the biggest pain is waiting that minute at the start of the raid where you have to kind of just wait around, do nothing, and you're twiddling your thumbs and you want to be doing the raid, but it feels counterintuitive at that point. But you have to wait until those notifications come up before we start going after this Tyranitar. If you're wanting consistency in this raid, if you're not wanting to worry about your partnering Pokemon either, this is definitely the build that will allow you to get through this raid pretty consistently, just following the exact steps in this video. Like I've said, 2 breaking swipes, 1 mud slap after those notifications have come up. Then we can terrestrialize, then we just power trip our way through the rest of the raid. And remember, as soon as that notification initially comes up, you want to hit that protect, avoid getting a critical hit and not getting your anger point activated, avoid any damage at the start of the raid, and you'll be able to run through the Tyranitar like we have done here in pretty easy fashion with using only 6 power trips and the other moves, and another Stone Edge critical hit coming out. With the EV spread as well, it will just mean that you have no issues taking the critical hits even later on in the raid. So there is the power trip to finish it off, and of course then you'll be able to get yourself the Tyranitar and any Pokeball you like if you haven't caught it already, or hopefully you get lucky with whatever the high cost item drops are for this raid, because the item drops are really good and they're going to help out with a bunch of things, level up candies for future raid building, and also Herba Mystica for any shiny hunting that you want to do, as well as the Ghost Terra shards, which I was low on coming into this raid. So with the Tyranitar done, if you're wanting to farm it for those high cost items, you want to respawn it onto your map, come to your map, then come into your home menu on your Switch, then into system settings, down into system, down into date and time. Make sure your synchronized clock via the internet is off. Click into the date and time options, just toggle through these, hit OK, don't change anything here. Hit your home menu, then come back into the game. All your dens will respawn. Be able to find, let's see, can we find it? There's one 7-star raid there. That's not the one. There it is. You'll be able to find it, head over to it, and then just repeat what we've just done. If you found today's video useful, please consider dropping a like and do subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of our Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and other Pokemon content that we do on the channel. Of course, like usual with these 7-star builds, if you've got your own builds that have been very consistent, drop them down in the comments below and let me know what you've been having success with to hopefully help out the rest of the community. And I hope this build does help those out that have had a few issues with consistency with this build. I definitely feel like the Krookodile is the most consistent build. It isn't the fastest. It's going to take you around 7 minutes to run through it. But if you're farming for the Herba Mystica and the other high cost items over the weekend when this is running, remember it is returning next weekend, and I feel like this will be a beneficial build for you, and I hope you have a lot of success with it. So we'll leave it there, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in another video very soon. So until then, take care and bye-bye.